Dansa, everyone watching out there. It's me, Miss Joseph or Erin, coming to you from Wetaskiwin, Alberta. I have a really special guest joining us today. Her name is Tantoo Cardinal. She's joining me all the way from beautiful, sunny Los Angeles, California. Tantoo, if you don't know, is a Métis Cree actress, and she comes from Anzac, Alberta. Welcome, Tantoo.
Thanks, Erin. Good to see you.
Thanks. It's good to see you too. So what I want to do, as you know, you're a member of the Facebook group that I've started here, and it's basically I'm a phys ed teacher, as you know, and I am trying to get some good messages out from some people to my students, to my parents, to my fellow teachers. So I thought I would contact you since Tantu and I have known each other pretty much my whole life. I don't think there's a time in my life that I don't remember you being in it. And you know, one of the funny things is you and I actually both have a background in journalism. We actually attended the same program at Grant MacEwan, Native Communications. And so I thought I would tap into that right now since we're all self-isolating. So Tantu, the first thing that I wanted to ask you, do you want to say hello to my students?
Sure. Hi, students. I wish I could see your faces. That's it. That's that, though. Yeah. I hope you're doing great.
Mia, Sin, hi, hi. Is there any advice that you would give to maybe the parents, the teachers, the students right now while we're all kind of self-isolating? You know, like we're all at home, the kids are at home. So any kind of advice you can give them on how to get through this, how to stay active?
Listen to the kids, especially the young ones, the little ones that kind of really haven't left that space yet. And they probably have messages. And listen to your inside voice. What advice can I give? I don't live with anybody. I'm by myself here. So I only have myself to argue with. So, of course, I am paying attention to the messages that are coming from inside. And so if you're cooped up or if you're isolating with a bunch of other people, then that becomes a different dynamic, but you still have to decipher your own voice. I think that what's going on here is a great opportunity. I mean, I think the best thing that we can do with the time is really take that time to understand who we are and get a good idea of what the strength of our base is. Who do you turn to when you're getting confused or afraid, or you just need to talk to somebody, or you just want to say hello? Who are those people? And that's really kind of getting cleared up, I think, for a lot of people. No? Um, you wanted to say something?
Oh, no, that's great advice. I think a lot of times we need to look inside. That's really awesome. Um, I have a question. I was thinking about maybe what some of my students at Erminskin Elementary School might want to know from Tantoo Cardinal. So I thought one question that I think that they might like to hear is who was one of your favorite actors that they might know to work with and why?
Well, Gordon, I guess, Gordon Tatusis, because we worked together for 40 years. And we were really, whenever there was a movie going on, both him and I were in there somewhere. And and we shared a lot, sitting there on set because you got a lot of wait time. And he is such a professional. But we would be watching to see where our people were coming from. We saw a lot of the crew, grips and people working behind the camera. We started to see them coming. And of course, when they needed extras, there's lots. But keeping an eye out for the ones who wanted to make it a career. It was difficult back then. It really was difficult because it was not our material. It was not our voice, and we were just trying to speak up from the background. And for men, there was more space in the story than there was for women ever. Certainly for me. Uh, what is this? Oh, my son. um. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just hang on a second. Hey, son. Can I call you back? Oh, the package got there. Okay. Great. I sent them a package because everybody's isolating. And so I really needed, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. And that's my way of reaching out to send them a little treat package. Just, I mean, trail mix and little tidbits for the dog and one for the cat, and just a little something, a little fun, to kind of brighten it up, and do the same thing with my grandchildren too.
Yeah.
Send them little things in the mail that they can do together. And
For sure. So Tantoo, you have 3 children. Your children are all grown right now already, but you do have grandchildren. How do you think that they're staying active right now? I teach phys ed, so I want my kids to find creative ways to get exercise and to live healthy. So has your children told you about any ways that your grandchildren are keeping busy?
Well, yeah. Well, what my son is just an amazing dad, and his wife is she works for the Globe and Mail online, so she's an online journalist type person, and so most of the time I'm seeing my son with the kids, and he's trying to work too, but they read a lot. They have games that they play. He makes sure that they get out for a bike ride, is what they're doing now. They have bike rides, and Jane, the youngest one, is just learning how to ride. So that's a project that they have. Make sure Jane gets steady on her bike, and they go out as a threesome. At least once a day. He's really about getting out in the, no matter the weather, even as cold as it is, and he's getting those kids out there. And I think that's really important to be able to spend some time with the outside, because that's who's talking right now. Nature is really, really talking.
For sure. So you've been in so many movies, too many movies for me to even list. Things like Dances with Wolves, Smoke Signals, Falls Around Her was another good one. Legends of the Fall, Loyalties. Tattoo Loyalties was always one of my favorite movies. It was the one I remember as a kid being so excited to go and watch, and it's such a powerful film. Now you are kind of waiting. You guys are on cancellation, not cancellation, but from your new series Stumptown, and I have all of them on my PVR. Now that I have time, I'm going to watch all of those.
Oh, good.
Really excited about that. I think there was 15 episodes on my PVR to watch.
I really love that main character, Dex. She's really tough. I think you'll really like her too.
Yeah, I really liked her in what was that show she was in? The sitcom How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, I know. I never saw that.
But it was a good one.
This character in Stumptown, I think, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. One last question. When you were a kid growing up here in Alberta, what were some of your favorite things to do playing outside as a kid? What can you remember doing?
I was kind of a wild kid. I loved taking off on trails and and building huts in the bush and digging under moss and climbing trees, all that kind of stuff. I used to really like doing that. And setting up little palaces and castles. If I had to play around the house, then I would be setting up stuff like that outside.
That's awesome.
Writing is good. Reading and writing is good. It's really good, especially if you can get into journaling. If you can get into doing something in a diary every day, I think that would be really a positive thing to do. You can
That's
put
great
all,
advice
yeah,
for anyone, for parents, for
yeah,
teachers, students, for everybody. It's really important to do that as self-care. One of the things we like to focus on at Erminskin Elementary School and in our whole community of Musquecheese, we you probably know this, but we're a really cultural community and we stick closely to our Nehio values. We encourage our students to speak our language, to smudge, to pray, to stay connected as a Musquecheese Nehioak. And is there anything you can talk to them about how you practice Nehio culture, or how do you feed your spirit? Because holistic health is something that I'm really focusing on with the kids right now, to take care of their whole self.
yeah, yeah. And that's something that I really had to learn because I didn't grow up that way. No, there was nobody hovering around me trying to take care of me. But it's
Well,
just a
you
different
were raised by
style
your
in them
grandmother.
days, eh?
Yeah.
Everybody had to pitch in, and it's you're here for a purpose, and it's get that wood. And so, um, oh shoot, I went and got lost now. What was that question?
How are ways that you keep connected spiritually and feed your
Oh,
spiritual health?
yeah. Well, I'm trying to meditate, and all that is just kind of holding still and breathing and getting things quiet inside. And so, I knew it's something that I should be doing. And so now I'm locked in, and I know that's one thing I have to practice, learn how to meditate and practice. And already, just from this week, I noticed the difference it makes if you just sit still after you get up. If you just sit still and breathe and feel that quiet inside, it really helps a lot. Anxieties and all that kind of stuff. And light a candle. There's these tea lights. I like to have tea lights and light a tea light. Now think about somebody I care about. I think about something I care about, and I'll do my stretching. And I'm trying to do some yoga, and so I think about in that way I'm praying. I'm thinking about people, and I'm thinking good things for them, and I'm praying blessings for them, and I'm thinking about people that I don't know. I'm thinking about the people that are grieving and are hungry and are cold and sick, and all of those places where people are suffering, and we just think about them and let that the the flame of that candle just burn it, and take it to a good place, and really trying to move away from fear or anger or any of that heavy emotional stuff, because it's dangerous down there. That's where this virus is. It's kind of low level virus. It's easy to get rid of, but it's everywhere. You got to be so careful where it comes, and when it hits, it is deadly. Oh my God! I was just seeing something about how not only is it hard on the lungs, but it's hard on kidneys and uh, and other parts of your body as well. So it's something you do not want to get, and you do not want to bring to anybody who's diabetic, or it's just a sickness you really want to avoid. So that's the power That's the power of being isolated and staying home and not rolling around in the dirt with your buddies. Because you can bring that home and next thing you know your coco's gone. You know, I mean not to be so harsh about it, but it's deadly. My gosh. It's
Yeah, yeah,
wicked. It's
we
wicked.
really need to stick to those warnings and stay home and stay safe and take all the extra precautions that we can.
Yeah.
Um, in closing, Tantu, I just wanted to let you know, you've always been one of those women in my life I've always looked up to, and I thank you for being part of my family, my life, my father's dear friend. I remember you giving me the book. You had given me Motherless Daughters. I really appreciated that, and just the
Oh,
times that we've spent together. I remember singing karaoke one time on Stony Plain Road with a bunch of us, and just memories like that I really cherish, and I really watch your career, and I thank you, Hi Hi, for being an inspiration and an inspiration for Indigenous people in general. So I just wanted to say that. And
thank you, Erin. And you just make my heart feel good and you're inspiration for me. It's so good. And it's really exciting to see where you are and see what you're doing now and how you're sharing. That's so beautiful. So happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your kids, for your dad. And I'm sure your mom's just dancing, gliding, flying.
yes, thank you so much. All right, with that, I'm going to stop the recording here. I'm really thankful. I am hoping to post this video later on today and go live with it and watch it with my parents and my students and my teacher.
Oh, okay.
If you want, you can join us on that live viewing, and maybe if anybody has any questions, you can check in and answer them on our page. Because just so you know, kids, Tantoo is a member of our Facebook group, so maybe one of these days she can respond to some of your questions on there.
Okay. Just give me a jolt, Erin.
I will,
Give me a jolt. There's lots of things going on over here.
for sure.
Okay, you guys, stay safe. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. Listen to that voice inside. Lots of love. Lots of love.
Hi, hi, Tantoo. Thank you.
Okay.